Okay, this is a new versus video that I thought of. And this is Saints Row versus Call of Duty. Mainly because, well, Call of Duty, I think pretty much did what Saints Row did. It was realistic at first, and then over time it started to get more unrealistic, kind of like Saints Row did. Like, the first Saints Row game was really realistic, the second was really realistic, the third kind of got a little bit unrealistic, the fourth got really unrealistic, and the fifth, wow. Anyways. But yeah, Call of Duty pretty much kind of did what Saints Row did. The only difference is sometimes they'll go back to being realistic and sometimes it will go back to being unrealistic. But so Call of Duty is a army game where you're fighting in the army in World War II. And well, the first game was a realistic World War II army game. So you have to go through so your character has to go through military training. Then you fight Germany. You have machine guns. You have snipers, you have rifles, you have army tanks, you have planes. But then over time, the game started to get a little bit unrealistic. So Germany in the Call of Duty universe made zombies, and you have to fight zombies. And then I think there's a Call of Duty called Infinity or something, and I think you're fighting like aliens, and you have spaceships, you have black hole guns, and yeah, you have a lot of advanced weapons on Call of Duty. So like Call of Duty, it kind of switches back and forth from the timelines. So some Call of Duty games, you're World War II. Some Call of Duty games, you're modern times. And some Call of Duty games, you're fighting in the future. This depends on which one you're playing. The modern times, and most of the time, the World War II is realistic, but like I said, sometimes it's not. Like I said, this depends on which one you're playing. So the Call of Duty Army has laser targeting systems, black hole guns, this little spider robot thing that crawls up to you and explodes. They fight in space. And Saints Row is a gangster game. If you never played Saints Row, you're probably wondering like why we're talking about who would win in a fight between gangsters and the Call of Duty Army. But the Third Street Saints aren't regular. Well, like I said, the game did get unrealistic, and yeah, I'm going to start telling you about Saints Row, and if you're going to keep watching, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, on the first game, you join the Third Street Saints, and there's 3 games to fight. There's the Rollers, the Los Carnales, and the Vice Kings. So, at the end of the game, you take over the entire state and kill all 3 gangs. Oh, wait, I forgot to tell you how the fight was well, how we're thinking about how the fight is going to work. So, Saints Row 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one all counts. So, in this thing that we're talking about all the Saints Rows, and even the characters that died and didn't come back still counts. So we're talking about all the Call of Duties versus all the Saints Row games, pretty much. So, but in like one war. So anyway, oh wait, the cheats doesn't count because the cheats aren't a part of the story mode. The character upgrades doesn't count because I really do not believe that the character upgrades are a part of the story mode. Because think about it, if you upgrade your character completely on 3, your character becomes bulletproof. And I don't actually think the main character on the game is actually bulletproof in the storyline. It's just an upgrade that you can get, but we are counting all the weapons from all the games though. This not the cheats and the character upgrades. So anyways, on the game there's 3 gangs to fight. The Rollers, the Los Carnales, and the Vice Kings. The Saints managed to beat all 3 of them and take over the entire state and fight the police. They didn't get rid of the police, but they did get rid of the 3 gangs that they were fighting. And then the police hooked a bomb up to the main character's boat while he was on a boat and blew him up. And then the main character got into a coma at the end of Saints Row 1. And then the government came through and took back the state. The Saints that were left decided to give up, or they got killed by the government. And the government pretty much took back the state of Stillwater. So in Saints Row 2, your main character wakes up from his coma. He meets someone named Carlos. He breaks out of jail. And then he finds out what happened. And 3 new gangs came. The Brotherhood, the Rodents, and the Sons of Zombie. So the Saints has to fight those 3 gangs. And they have machine guns on Saints Row 2. They didn't have army tanks. They didn't have jet planes yet on Saints Row 2. But they did have like machine guns, snipers, bombs. So they did have a lot of weapons on Saints Row 2. They did have airplanes. So they managed to kill all 3 gangs again, well, new gangs, and take over the entire state again. And then after they took over the entire state again, the government came after them, but they couldn't beat your main character, and your main character killed them. So the Saints actually beat the government and took over an entire state twice. So in Saints Row 3, that's where things start to get unrealistic a little bit. After the Saints killed the government, they became movie stars. And they created their own energy drink. And they became celebrities. Yeah, like I said, the game got really unrealistic really fast. So they had to fight a new gang, only one gang this time, which was the Morning Star. And they beat the Morning Star, took over an entirely different state, so they owned two states. And then the army came after them, and they actually got jet planes with lasers, tanks with lasers, laser targeting systems. They got even flying motorcycles. Like I said, the first two games was realistic, but then it got unrealistic. Then when you get to 4, so at the beginning of 4, you have to fight terrorists. The Saints killed all the terrorists, and because of this, they saved America and became the president of the United States. Then aliens take over. Okay, so they have superpowers, but we're not counting the powers that they have because the powers only work in a simulation. Which on Saints Row you can still kill people in a simulation. It's just if you die in a simulation you go brain dead. So you can still kill people in a simulation, but if the Saints was fighting Call of Duty, they probably wouldn't be fighting in the simulation. But anyways, they got they got Marrow on their side. They were fighting aliens. They got superpowers. They got Santa Claus on their side. Like, literally, that's not a joke. On Saints Row 4, Santa Claus literally became a gangster, like the Saints. Yeah, like I said, the game is unrealistic. They got raptors on their side, which raptors is a dinosaur. Only the raptors talk and have their own little world. It did go from a gangster game to kind of a sci-fi game really fast. So the Saints, and then at the end of the game they beat an entire alien race. So now they have an entire alien race on their side. And Santa Claus and some elves and Mrs. Claus for some reason. So, and then we get into the final one. They go to fight the devil, which they get William Shakespeare, Vlad the Impaler, and Blackbeard as a saint. And the devil's daughter, for some reason, joined them on the game. So they had so while they was fighting them, they had like a machine gun that shoots out locusts. They have a chair with really big machine guns and bombs on it. And yeah, they actually have spaceships now. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, or I might have, the main character on Saints Row actually became president of the United States of America. So, yeah, the game does have a lot of stuff in it. So, the Call of Duty characters, well, they have, they was fighting in World War II as the Americans, and they even won, even though at some point in the series they had to fight zombies. Well, the Saints had to fight zombies too. They actually have an army of zombies on their side also from 3, because like I said, we're counting all of the Saints Row games from 1 to 5. So the Saints do have zombies on their side. which is something that the Call of Duty army did have to fight. And they even fought in they was even fighting in regular wars too, from like the modern day. One thing that the Call of Duty army has that the Saints doesn't is night vision goggles that they can wear. So, and I said they did fight aliens at some point and got like spaceships and black hole guns and stuff like that, but the Saints got all that too. Another thing that the Call of Duty army does have that the Saints don't is dogs. The Saints have no animals. But, okay, so let's say that the Call of Duty army from all the games did go up against the boss from Saints Row, because we don't actually know the main character's name because everyone just calls him the boss. Since the boss actually beat the army in his universe, took over 2 states, took over a whole alien planet, even took over that one place that starts with the letter H, I don't think the Call of Duty army would win. I think they would put up a good fight, but in the end, I think the Saints would probably win. Because, well, they do have more weapons, because they had like the dubstep gun, which is a gun that plays music and shoots lasers. Well, it plays dubstep music. It's actually really cool in the game. They have better vehicles. They have cars that kind of hover in the air. They have monster trucks. So, and they do have a lot better vehicles. They kind of have a lot better guns and weapons. I think the Call of Duty spaceships are better. And but and they do have more experience fighting in space, because the Saints did fight aliens, but most of the aliens fighting was in a simulation or in a spaceship or somewhere on Earth before Earth got blew up. So they do have better experience fighting in space, and they do have spaceships, but I think the Saints would probably get used to fighting in space really fast. I mean, they did get used to fighting aliens really fast in 1. They got used to fighting the military really fast in 1 on Saints Row 3. So, I think Call of Duty would put up a good fight against the boss. But at the end, I think the boss would probably win, and the Saints would probably come up on top. So, for this, Saints Row wins. Tell me what you think in the comment section, and bye.